Going live. Going live. Going live.
Going live.
Going live. Going live.
We are live.
Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
Are you sure?
Yep, because I got it right here, and it's stating that we're just talking a bunch. So, yeah.
Perfect. Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm Steveo the Gamer, and this is
Mack-Attack.
my co-host. So you're watching once. Why did that say that?
I don't know. Okay, we're
Are we
good.
still live?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Stop loading, YouTube. Just leave it
Why is
be.
it keeps doing that? Anyway.
I don't know.
So
We're live.
anyway,
It's going.
hey everybody, you're watching one
No,
side
it's
of the
not.
coin. What?
It's kind of. I don't know if it's loading on my phone. But anyway, okay, go. It'll still be up there. It's
Is
still,
it still going? Oh my god.
maybe not.
Anyway,
Still going?
still going. Yeah, we got confirmation. Hey, we're live.
Yeah.
Here we go, as normal. So we got a special show. This is part one of a 4-part series where we are going to be discussing some overlooked cards in the game of Genesis Battle of Champions. You excited?
Woohoo.
Woohoo. Yeah.
Me.
Do you have a chance to think about some of these cards?
No.
You have no idea what the cards are, do you?
I read them before.
Perfect. Yeah.
We started.
So we got a few cards. So this evening we're going to be starting with AXON. So each week we're going to be tackling a different affiliation and really grinding down some of the cards that are overlooked or bypass kind of thing with timeline building and expressing like how really good these cards actually are and potentially how they could make your game a little bit better, especially with Origins in the near future. As we await patiently for it, you can maybe even potentially prep and obtain these cards to make your timelines a lot better when Origins comes out to give it a bit of support. So you're ready to tackle some Genesis cards?
Yes.
Okay, so we have chosen some, and I'm going to hide them behind Mack-Attack. Do I even have to say it?
Yep.
No.
Do it.
Hey, that's mine. Anyway, so before we even actually show the first card, if you had a chance to watch some of our previous shows, we recently had tackled a show about traps. So with the 2 existing traps in the game presently right now, one being the library's gates, which is a highly controlled timeline-based card. So with AXON, I think even though library's gates is a chaos card, I think AXON does have the ability to do a lot of control. So one that we are going to really take a look at first is here, and I'll let you show it, and you can read the card.
It's the pale fox.
The pale fox.
Pale fox. He's so cute looking too.
Right. Okay, so read what this card does.
So it's an action card, and it costs.
It's a beckon.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. No.
That's
It is.
yeah. That's
Okay. Anyway, so the beckon.
that's a beckon.
It costs 6 aura to cast. And then there's a trigger. When he enters the arena, all champions around it discard a card.
Mhm.
That's cool. And then there's another action that exerts him, and it says target champion in Pale Fox's awareness discards a card at random. He has 2 life and costs 3 chi.
3 chi.
Yeah.
It's a 3 chi card.
Yes.
Yeah. What's it cost to play him though?
6.
6 aura. Yeah.
aura.
So it's a 6 aura summon for 3 chi that forces your opponent to discard a card. Now, for control decks, like this is a great combo card to be used with. Can you think of one that's played in the meta right now? Think of an absolutely amazing meta card that this could combo up with. Let me know when you give up. I don't think our viewers are going to wait forever. But anybody out there have an idea?
Would it be Epiphany?
No.
Oh.
Stone Protector of 9. Okay, you know what Stone Protector and I does?
It moves you.
It moves something, right? So
Well, yeah, it moves
yeah,
something.
yeah. So it takes a couple of turns to actually pull this combo off. However, it's because the Stone Protector will be exerted when it comes into play, right?
Mhm.
However, if you've already got a Stone Protector beside you in play, you drop this on the Stone Protector, right? So before the triggered ability of Forget, you're the Stone Protector to move it, to place it beside your opponent's champion if they are nowhere near this. So you drop the Stone Protector beside them. The triggered effect of this being put onto the arena goes off. So now your opponent's discarding a card, and this thing is now beside your opponent, that you can use it more effectively against them to control them by forcing them to discard cards, right? So with the use of the Library's Gate, right, that we had showcased before, having those stacked underneath the champion, if they have to move off of it, they have to discard a bunch of cards from their hand, depending on how many you have stacked. But this thing too is absolutely amazing control timeline card to be using, right? So this was originally printed in Welcome to Jay. I'm not sure if it got a reprint in J2. I can't remember. I didn't really take a look at that. I just pulled the one from Welcome to Jay out right away. Yeah, but yeah. So for those of you who are looking to play it more of a control style timeline, right, to really control your opponent, right? This would be an amazing card to put in. And it's a great 3G balance, right? So even it has 2 health, doesn't do any kind of attack, but the effects of it are amazing, right? To be able to control your opponent, control their hand, bring their hand size down a lot, especially with the OTK decks that are more rising, right, on top of it. So really great card. And the fact that it only costs 6 ore to play it, it's really good. Really good. Second one that I would really like to talk about. This one does see a lot of play. Well, not a ton of play, but it does pop up in timelines that I've noticed in my community a few times, and I think it's specifically because of its awareness. So good luck. Go ahead, say it.
Panther.
Sure.
Panther.
However you think. Well, let our viewers see it.
Manther, I think is how you actually pronounce that.
Ma-Anther. I think Ma-Anther or something. Yeah, Ma-Anther. Yeah, Manther. The bowl. The water bowl.
Water bowl.
Water bowl.
Okay. Sounds like we're saying water bowl. Water bowl.
She fired and she missed.
Literally. So got 2 life and 4 cheat card. And the beckon, it costs 8 to cast them. And then you've got a water attack of 2.
Water attack 2. What's this cost?
Yeah. 8. I said that.
Oh, did you say it? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Bill's comment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Billy, you wish. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's Billy, Black 9.
Yeah, I know, but I read the first one. I didn't see the new one that came out. Thought we would be talking about the Exodia. What's an FTK?
First turn kill. Okay, so Water Bolt. Water attack of 2. The awareness. So not too many summons have an extended awareness. Like for Bellum, you look at the Gilded Stag, which makes the Gilded Stag like really good outside of its other abilities, right? But the awareness on this thing is really good. The fact that it does 2 water damage. So the new discoveries of what water pillars, the pillars in general, water pillar specifically for this one, is going to boost up its attack to 3 damage rather than 2 if you give your opponent the water weakness. Cheap. It's 8 aura to play this thing. However, the fact it's a 4 chi card. I mean, if you're needing a 4 chi balance to any 6 chi card that you're playing in an AXON deck, definitely consider it. Can be definitely a savior. So, as I said, I think we've seen some timelines that use it as a filler to throw it in there. However, I think we're going to see a lot more elemental decks coming up in the near future, and this card could potentially be one of those summons that are going to be really taking a look at.
This one. Mack-Attack. Did I see that right? Oh.
The Mackara.
Mack-Attack.
Mackara.
Sounds like macaroon.
Mack-Attack.
Yeah, Mack-Attack too. Okay. I don't know. He could be a macaroon. You never know. It looks like the colors of macaroon anyway. Okay.
What does it do?
He's 4 health. 5G card. The back unit costs 13 to cast. He has a water attack of 2. And the water brand. Everything dealt damage by him without weakness gains water weakness for the rest of the round. And the water weakness is all water damage. All water damage dealt to this card is increased by 1.
By 1, yeah.
By what?
By 1 until end of round.
So.
Are you confused?
Yeah.
What are you confused about?
Is it like he gets hit?
No. Anything that has water weakness takes an additional water damage because they're weakened by it. So this actually applies the branded to it.
I thought it was like stating that like he like water damage that hits him increases by 1.
No.
Well,
He actually gives the water branded. So like the water pillar, right? Gives water weakness.
Yeah, I know.
He actually gives that same thing to whether it's a summon or your opponent's champion. Now, let's reference that last card that we just talked about. Water damage. This gives water weakness, right? Just like the water pillar. So you see a theme going on with the AXON water, the elemental style timeline for it. The fact this thing 4 health. 4 health. It's can take a an average hit. So which is about 3 damage. So it can stick around a little bit longer. Does cost a little bit more at the 13 aura. However, well worth it for what it does. Doing that 2 water damage gives the water brand. You're playing a whole bunch of them. You have these in your timeline as well. You're doing even more water damage on top of it. Or if you're running like say a lot of tsunamis on top of it too, which do water damage, you're doing area effect damage. Give that water brand down onto it, whether it's for the till the end of the round using this one, or if you're using a water pillar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make sense? Yeah. Are you even paying attention?
A little bit. Yeah, it does the same thing as the water pillar, because the water pillar, he's there. But doesn't it like hang on, I'm trying to think. Yeah, so the water pillar, you put it on the board. Doesn't it like if something's near it when you place it, it gets the water weakness, but then that just stays on for the rest of the game? Okay,
so yes, there has been a bit of a discrepancy in regards to the branded ruling.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the pillars, it's indefinite. It's until the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, unless the card specifically says, such as this one does, till the end round, right? So the card text will actually take precedence over the actual mechanic of branded. However, with the pillars, the fact that they give the branding and that's it, and it's continuous, it's until end of game. It's indefinite. So it doesn't matter whether you move away from it, which what we originally thought when we were playing the game, that once you're out of either the adjacent spots or on top of the pillar itself, that you're no longer branded. That's not the case anymore. Mm-hmm. So the actual ruling of branded is indefinite.
Yeah, so it just like stays on the rest of the game.
Until the end of the game. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we're going to see a lot more use out of pillars in the near future.
Now that we know that they do that.
Exactly, right? So the rulings have been cleared. I was talking to Sid himself today about it. So it's like getting some clarification on the ruling on how those work. So even with like so 2 champions and a stack of cards our last show when I was facing Sid and he was using Fire Hill. So Fire Hill, it doesn't say until end of round, it's indefinite. So Fire Hill as well too can give that fire weakness, right? And those style of cards are going to become extremely deadly in the near future, right? Or even from here on forward, right? So yeah, it's definitely a thing. Let's stay with the whole water theme. I'm going to give you this one. which is my next challenge for 2 champions and stack cards. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Like you got to like.
I have to build a whole timeline based around this card, so to face against Sid.
Downpour.
Downpour.
Downpour. The awareness is cool, kid.
Yeah. Read it.
Heck yeah. Okay, so God, that's so expensive.
Yeah. Wow. Yep.
It costs 33 to costs 33 to cast. And then it has an electric brand. Wait, I thought electric was yellow.
Keep reading.
Everything dealt damage by downpour without everything dealt damage by downpour without electric weakness gains electric weakness for the rest of this round.
For the rest of the round. Okay, now it doesn't go along with the water damage. However, it gives electric. So you can actually cross over with your elements.
No, I was confused because I didn't read the whole card because with the cast, because it's an action. But
what's he asking, Jordan?
Plus, I had like Swarmberg coming up in my
Okay.
alrighty, technical difficulties.
I have no idea what he was asking. Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently a statue of Chandra reminded him of a girlfriend. So.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, great.
Alrighty.
Anyway,
Okay, so I didn't read the entire card because when it doesn't have like an actual attack, but when you cast like the downpour, you deal 4 water damage to everything and downpour's awareness. So then when you deal the damage
it gives the electric
brand.
brand as well until the end of the round.
I didn't read that till after.
Yeah, so I mean, potentially we could see crossover elemental timelines. So where you're using both water branding and electric branding on top of it, because there are some summons in the game presently now and coming out, especially with Origins and Phage really focusing on electrical, right? So it's like, yeah. So I mean, this card could potentially see some play. I'm not anticipating it being a lot because of that massive. I don't know if I can get it to focus on that. Look at that. That is crazy. Look at that. 33 or play this sucker. It's
literally
hot.
It's game money, but it's still making my bank account cry.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. Makes bank accounts cry. Yeah, okay. Especially when you have a limited amount of resources and you're starting out with your resources up front. Now, this is one card that I had personally in my forethoughts at the 2021 championship. Now, I did not actually sub this in, and I kind of regret it, especially against certain matches when I faced Ruben in his core deck, and also to Steven from Dragon's World with his Nubia deck. I could have used this card a lot in certain situations. However, the cost of it is extremely high. You want to reserve it for the right moment. But that forward...
Did you say against someone's deck?
Yeah. So that up forward, so you can actually play this from a bit of a distance and not have to worry about being targeted yourself, depending on the situation of the play in the arena. However, that 4 damage, water damage at that, water brand them, right? If they're already branded, they're taking 5 damage instead. And that's taking 5 damage in this game in one shot can be brutal, especially average hit being 3, you're going up, or if they're summoning a considerable amount on their sides, right? So you get them lined up, you're in a position, throw that down, even though it's going to hurt your aura in the long run, right? So makes you cry a little bit, yes, but it can be extremely effective, especially in the future, a crossover elemental timeline where you're running both water damage and electrical damage. Highly recommended card. I'm going to see how I can play this in my challenge against Sid. on a mass basis, right? Trying to stuff as many of these in my timeline. Hopefully my build's a lot better than the Archon Figure, which I failed miserably on. But it's okay. It's all a learning experience, right?
Who are you building it with?
Downpour. Well, probably a champion that's going to have most likely Nubia, I would say. For AXON, she's having 150 aura, right? To be able to support, which I played at the championship. I can't see it being played with Raha, even though because she's only got the 90 aura. She's only gonna be able to play like 2 of these, right? 90 aura, like it's not worth it. You're gonna have somebody that can, a champion. Sorry, Kuhn 100 aura.
Yeah.
Still, you're gonna be able to get 3 of these pushed off by Kuhn, right? So, I would suspect it's going to be a one-time use per game kind of card, right? You're not going to see a lot of them played because of that. You look like you got a question.
I'm trying to do math.
Okay, we're going to be here forever.
See how many of those you can play.
Yeah, not many. So, just double it up. Yeah, 90.
Probably
It'd be
4.
99 or for 3 to play 3 of them, right? Which is for most champions don't even have that, right? So, AXON, you look at Core, Kuhn, Kendra. I mean, Kendra has 150, just like Nubia. She could potentially pull some off too. So, but you're not going to be able to get a lot of them off in one game. This is a card that I played a considerable amount at when it first came out. In Welcome to Jay. Again, we're going to take a step back into the control timelines for AXON. I'll pass this one. You can tackle it.
Psychic Assault? E. Maybe. Psychic Assault.
Psychic Assault.
E.
Okay.
It's cool.
What's it do?
So it's a 4-Chi card. Its cast is 11 aura. You deal 1 damage to a target in Psychic Assault's awareness. And then the trigger goes off, and it says if a champion is dealt damage by Psychic Assault, then they discard a card at random. That's cool.
Yep, at random. So they have to shovel their hand up, and then you get to choose one of their cards that they have to discard. So it's not like they have the choice, right? So potentially you could pull something that they've been reserving or holding on to that's really good, right? So
yes.
Cost on this a little bit high. Was it 13? Sorry, 11. 11 aura. It's not too bad. It's okay, but it's only doing 1 damage. So the damage actually has to go through in order for them to discard the card.
And if they,
it's at swift speed.
Decoy out of that.
Yeah, they can. They can decoy out or prevent the damage. Say Arcane Shield or whichever, right? If they're using AXON. Decoy Bonnie. There's all sorts of ways of getting out of certain attacks and whatnot. However, if you can get it to go through, the fact that it's at swift speed, so it can be played in response. 2 things, you can stack them. You just gotta watch because of the 11 aura. Play it in moderation. I think a moderated card. Definitely not a bad thing to have in your timeline, especially for control decks, right? So if you're going to be running the AXON Chaos control style kind of deck using Core Kuhn, Core Kendra or Rain, potentially you could dominate your opponent, and this is a good way. So it gets that little bit of damage, downgrades their hand a little bit, gain that control, right? So,
and then you go pow pow.
Pow pow.
Beat the butt.
Pow pow.
Pow pow.
I'll say that one for last because it's a really, really good one. So next up, bull shot counter.